If I had to grow a coaching business to 7 figures all over again, this is what I would do. Hi, I'm Ira. I'm a business growth consultant and I specialize in coaching businesses. Throughout my entire journey, I've found a repeatable formula that you can implement into any coaching business. This is something that has helped me grow so many different coaching businesses to 7 figures before, and it works every single time. So if the world were to fall on my shoulders, knock on wood, but if it were to fall on my shoulders and I had to start all over again, this is exactly what I would do. Step number 1 is to niche down. I know you guys have probably heard that a lot throughout your journey. When you have a one-for-all product, a lot of people don't tend to value your product as much as they should, because they don't see you as an expert in any kind of industry, just that broad niche. The issue with that comes down to how valuable people can perceive you to be. Would you personally work with a social media manager who works with all types of people, or a social media manager who specializes in coaches? Niching down to a specific sub-niche allows you to become an expert in that specific industry, and you become more valuable in people's eyes. And what this ends up doing is that people have no trouble paying you higher for your services since you are an expert in that industry, and they have no trouble closing at whatever price you pick for your product. Which leads me to number 2, and that would be raise prices. In order to be perceived as valuable, you must understand that money equals value. And the reason why you want to raise your prices is because people associate the amount of value that your product provides with the amount of money that it costs, whether you like it or not. So if you have lower prices, what is going to happen? You're going to struggle actually selling this product, number 1. And second, if you do sell this product, you're going to end up getting low quality people working with you, since when people buy lower ticket products and things that don't cost that much, they don't tend to value it as much as they would if they were to buy something that is $5,000, $10,000. So what ends up happening a lot, and I have seen this with a lot of the people that I've worked with, is that they sell their coaching for very small amounts of money. They put in a lot of work, and then the person doesn't put in the work required to get the results that they promised. Because once again, people don't take low-ticket products very seriously. So a lot of people will not put in the necessary work to get the results. And I'm not saying that this next part I'm going to say is going to happen to you, but I've had people come to me and tell me, listen, I put in so much work into this client. They paid very small amounts of money for my work, and they ended up having to refund because they didn't get results. But I put in a lot of work into them and they didn't put in the work necessary to get the results. And now they're refunding. That sucks. That can definitely demotivate you. So raise prices, not only is it going to make the scaling process so much easier, but it's going to avoid low quality people from working with you. And if you don't want to raise prices, that's completely fine. Just make sure that you have some contract in place to protect your information and protect your effort. So number 3, and this is my favorite one, is to monopolize your offer. You want to differentiate yourself so effectively within that sub-niche that you basically delete or get rid of any competition that you have. This is very possible. The way to do this is through creating an irresistible offer that comes off as the new and best method for your clients to reach their goals. You're going to do this using my uptrend method, which is a repeatable psychological framework that uses your target audience's psychodynamics in order to deeply captivate them. This is how it works. Let me teach you. The first step that you're going to take is get very clear on what your target audience's current situation and desired situation is. What you're gonna do next is break down your offer, basically what you provide in the process that you do with your clients to get them from current situation to desired situation. Break it down into a step-by-step process. You want to make this process maximum 3 to 4 steps, and make sure they're the most important ones and the ones that make people go like, oh, aha, that makes so much sense. I hadn't thought of that before. Those kinds of reactions. In this whole client process, we're going to call it a thesis. We're going to look at this thesis and ask yourself, what area of these steps do I have the most competition in? So for example, if you're a fitness coach, your first step is, hey, I'm going to customize your meal plan. Second, I'm going to create an exercise plan specific for your body so you can get to your exact goal. What you're going to do, since you have the most competition in that exercise area with other fitness trainers, you're going to name your strategy. So instead of saying second step, I'm going to teach you how to create your exercise plan, what you're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to create your exercise plan using the 10x method. And so my 10x method is going to break down your body weight into blah, blah, blah. And this is how you're going to be able to get to your goal. You see what I did there? On the part where I had the most competition, I named the strategy. I named it. It's my 10x method. And this unique strategy that you end up naming will be called your original device. So your thesis and original device paired up will be what gets people to be like, wow, this person has a process that is completely unique. It's the new and best process that I can possibly take to get to my goal, but only they have it, right? Because now you named this method that you're using inside this thesis. So yes, it's very psychological, but it's something that works and makes your offer completely irresistible. So now that you have your offer, right, your thesis and original device, you're going to use this step-by-step process and circulate it throughout your entire integration process. This is going to be from your marketing down to your sales process. So if you're doing content, start talking about your offer, start talking about the step-by-step method. For example, if you're doing content for short form or any kind of content, you can say, this is the best and only way to burn fat. Step number 1 is to create a meal plan. You're going to do this, doing this, and that. Second will be doing a personalized exercise strategy using my 10x method. My 10x method breaks down your method into blah, blah, blah. And you start creating content around your offer. This is a very summarized way to say, but I would implement your client process, your offer, into your actual marketing. So people can also see how you will help them out. If you have a DSL, a funnel, your sales pitch, your sales process, the whole thing, you want to put your offer into your entire integration process. What this does is basically drill your offer into people's heads. So by the time they get on sales calls, they're already convinced that you're the best person to work. And this boosts your closing rate by 10% because people get on sales calls already knowing that they want to work with you. They just want to ask a couple questions before getting started. This is how to create an irresistible offer. And number 5 is to track. Tracking is truly key to knowing exactly what your inputs and outputs are so you can diagnose problems and fix them. A lot of people don't track and they go months without knowing what is causing their lack of lead flow, their lack of high quality leads, their lack of sales, etc. And they don't do anything about it because they quite literally can't diagnose the problem. So you are going to have to start tracking. Pull out an Excel sheet, track your sales, track what you did in marketing that day so you can replicate that marketing strategy. Tracking is truly something that will help you double down on what you're doing right so you can keep perfecting that strategy. And that's truly how you scale in business. So make sure to start tracking exactly what you do every single day for your business, what generates you the most sales, what products you have sold so you can see what offer is the best. And from there, you're going to go ahead and know what is going on in your business and what to keep doing so you can keep scaling. As soon as you guys implement these strategies into your business, I promise you, you'll start seeing results within a couple weeks that are huge. It's truly a strategy that is replicatable throughout any coaching business. So try this out and let me know in the comments how it goes. Also, make sure to like this video so more people just like yourself can get this information and be able to grow their coaching businesses and spread their value throughout the world. And of course, make sure to subscribe because I talk everything about business, sales, marketing, and everything you need in general to be a successful business owner. I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you on the next one.